Hello guys, I warmly welcome to all of you for today's session. I hope everybody doing fine and keep learning, keep growing. So in today's session, we are going to discuss DAX function in Power BI. In previous session, we already completed the Power Query, right? And today's session, we are going to discuss about the DAX function. So what is DAX function? Why we are going to use the DAX function? What is the main perspective of the using DAX function, right? How the DAX function going to play the important role in our dashboard, right? How is just going to be a step into in my dashboard? How are we going to create the measures and data model relationship inside, right? That one we are going to say step by step. So here, previous we discussed the charts and all. So what is DAX basically? DAX basically stand for data analysis expression, are a collection of functions that can be used to perform a task and return one or more values. It means calculations mostly use functions to generate the result. Obviously, once we are doing the calculations with the help of the function like sum, max, mean, any specific end of that, we get the end objective as the result and output. At its simple levels, DAX is the Power BI used for two things basically calculated columns and calculated measure. What do you mean by measure basically, guys? Measure, suppose I have a one data set, I'm looking for the maximum cell in data set, maximum price, right? Any specific minimum, count, sum, average, that is called measure basically, right? Calculated column, suppose I have a two column like a price and sales, we can multiply, divide, modular, subtraction, any specific one. So data DAX types or data typing function. What is a data type? Is it like which kinds of data entered by the user, right? By default, computer understand binary numbers, right? Everybody knows zero and one. But data type was which kinds of data entered by the user. It can be number, it can be text, it can be decimal, any specific. It can be combination of number and text as well with the like delimiters, like your Gmail account, right? So the appropriate data types improve the performance and reduce the size of data model. Like a whole number, data type, decimal, boolean, return the true and false. Decimal means value coming like 1.2, 1.5 like that. Text like a normal text values, date going to be date format, currency, and blank if you're looking for the null one. DAX function categories. What are the category basically which one we are going to use in the DAX function? So aggregation function, like as I told you, aggregate function, there are five types of aggregate function. I've already taught you guys in Excel, in SQL, right? So everywhere you find out aggregation function is same, right? Date and time function is going to be here in DAX function. These functions helps flattering the parent-child relationship in regular one. Relationship management function. These functions manage and manipulate relation between the table. Like we are going to make a relationship like one to one, one to many, many to many relationship, right? We are going to manipulate as per the data, as per the requirement, right? Table manipulation function. These functions manipulate and return the tables, right? After manipulation, obviously going to return the table. Text function, the text function manipulate a string. Obviously, text function like upper, lower, right? If I want to capital letter, we go for upper. Suppose I want to replace left. If I want to see the left hand side, three digit, right hand side, four digit, any specific one, that one we can perform in the text function. And time intelligence functions, so which one is going with the time and data as well. Time intelligence functions support calculation to compare and aggregate over time periods, supporting days, month, quarters, and years as well. Right. So components of the DAX data model. A data model. What is a data model? It's really very, very important question for interview expect as well, guys. Right, so data model basically description of data. Even in our DBMS in SQL, I already taught you guys so data model in our DBMS and types of data model. So that time I also told you guys data model is really very important. Is we're going to sorry use in the DAX function as well. So data model is a description of data in a database that is called data model, where we can explore the data, where we can describe the data. Like for a simple example, if I talk about the employee, so employee it has the employee ID, name, contact, salary, designation, company name, whatever, so on, etc. So there are two types of data model we discussed there: object-based logical model, record-based logical model. So in object-based logical model, I've seen entity, attribute, right? And tuple rows, tuple known as a rows, attribute known as a column, relationship between, right, super type and subtype. Super type or subtype always depend upon super type. So we discuss various kinds of example. And record based logical model you discussed there, right? Relational model, network model, hierarchical model. Same here. This object helps us to explore and understand the data set, right? So this is your data model basically is where you're going to talk about the relationship. Okay. So this is a basic introduction about the DAX function. See, guys, once you make a dashboard, like a lot of student what does, they didn't include the DAX function. They make a dashboard without the major. That one not to be going to be considered. You should know that DAX. In DAX, you're going to use your operator, logical operator, and or and in here because not available in the DAX. In we are using same conditional construct. You are going to use if else whether condition true, it will go to the if block, otherwise go to the else block, right? Same logical operator, and or you're going to check with the multiple condition you're going to evaluate there, that one going to be logical operator, right? As well as you're going to be work with the number of text function, right? Date function and time function, which one we I already introduced here. So this is basically summary of the DAX function, what you are going to step into in the DAX function, right? So in next video, we are going to see practically how we are going to be step into one by one. So thank you so much for this video. Then see you next one. Thank you.